Good morning, everyone. Uh, Today, the topic of our discussion is the fundamental of radiobiology and extending it. We'll be extending this fundamental of radiology to further level, which is the biological factors. In the earlier lectures, we were more focused upon the physical factors that were like LET, linear energy transfer, and then relative biological effectiveness, which was RBE. But now in this very lecture, we will be more focused on biological factors that affects the radio sensitivity. The learning outcomes of this particular lecture are first we will be having some know-how of the radio sensitivity, and then biological factors like, for example, age, metabolic state, oxygen effect, recovery, chemical agent, hormesis. And after that, we will see that what are the effect of the hormesis, radiation hormesis on the organism. So if you can see this graph at the right side of your screen, it tells us something. On one side there is the sensitivity to radiation, by which we means radio sensitivity. जो आपके पास वर्टिकल एक्सिस पे है रेडियो सेंसिटिविटी है हमारे पास, और जो हमारे पास एक्सिस में है इट्स द एज. सो एज इन रेडियो सेंसिटिविटी हैज़ अ रिलेशन to it. We will majority of time we will be discussing this particular effect of the radio sensitivity on age as well. And apart from that, there are the other effects like, for example, oxygen effect, chemical effects. These are very, very important for us to know, because it is having direct impact on they are having a direct impact as well as the application. And the applications are in the radio, particularly in the radiation oncology. So further explaining this concept, there were the physical factor that we discussed like LET and RBE. Now there are some of the other biological effects that can alter the response of radiation to a particular tissue. For example, a particular tissue, if the factor is like age, if a tissue is more mature compared to the younger one, like a new born baby or something, इसमें अगर दोनों में आप फ़र्क देखें तो उसमें क्या होगा कि जो न्यू बॉर्न है उसकी एज में और दोनों के मतलब एज में तो फ़र्क है, एक एडल्ट है एक न्यू बॉर्न है, तो उसकी वजह से जो रेडिएशन का इफ़ेक्ट है वो किस पे ज़्यादा होगा ये भी डिपेंड करती है. इसको हम कहते हैं बायोलॉजिकल फैक्टर. ख़ासतौर पे जब हम रेडियो सेंसिटिविटी की बात करते हैं तो फिर हम ये चीज़ बहुत ज़रूरी देखते हैं. ख़ासतौर पर फीटस आर वेरी रेडियो सेंसिटिव कंपेयर टू द एडल्ट्स वन. Why? It's because of the fact that the newborn, there is the thing that is happening. We call it the cell division that is happening very fast. If you can see, when there is a newborn baby, in 6 months, how much he gain or she gain. The baby actually gains that particular weight. So you can see that because of the fact there is one particular phenomenon that is happening as the metabolic mitosis. And also if the cell division is very, very fast, for that we need a high metabolic rate as well. So ये दो फैक्टर्स ऐसे हैं कि इसमें हम कहते हैं कि जो टिश्यू रिस्पॉन्स है रेडिएशन के, इन दो के वजह से बहुत ज़्यादा फ़र्क पड़ जाता है. और यहाँ पे बात रेडियो सेंसिटिविटी क्या आती है. So if you can see, if these two factors we call age and metabolic rate, इसको हम लाफ बर्गोनी एंड ट्राइबोंडियो कहते हैं. तो यही कहते हैं कि सेल मेच्योरेशन और मेटाबॉलिक स्टेट जो है यही डिफाइन करती है कि कितना एक सेल जो है वो रेडियो सेंसिटिव है. सो सिमिलर गोज टू नॉट ओनली द एज के हिसाब से आप देखिए कि बेबीज़ आर मोर वनरेबल कंपेयर टू द एडल्ट्स वन, बट देयर आर सर्टेन टिश्यूज दे आर हैविंग अ डिफरेंट रेडियो सेंसिटिविटी कंपेयर टू द अदर टिश्यूज. For example, bone marrow are very radio sensitive compared to the heart muscles, and vice versa. There are a lot of examples like thyroid glands are very radio sensitive compared to the bone or either the forehand. So ये चीज़ें हमारे पास बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है कि हमें पता हो. और एक और चीज़ है कि इन जो इफ़ेक्ट्स है ये दो, एज इन मेटाबॉलिक स्टेट, ये तो वैसे इनहेरिट है, लेकिन ये दो जो है इसको तो हम इनहेरेंट जो है स्टेट ऑफ द टिश्यूज़ कहते हैं. कुछ और भी फैक्टर्स है जो हमारे पास आर्टिफिशियली है, जो आर्टिफिशियली हम देते हैं और उसकी वजह से मॉडिफिकेशन होती है। तो जो पहला हमारे पास मॉडिफिकेशन सिस्टम बायोलॉजिकल सिस्टम में चेंज लाते हैं उसमें ऑक्सीजन इफेक्ट आता है और केमिकल एजेंट्स, एंड देन देयर आर टू मोर पर्टिकुलर फिनोमेना जिसको हम कहते हैं रिकवरी एंड हार्मसिस। ये सारे क्या चीज़ें हैं, इसको हम ज़रा डिटेल में ज़्यादा अभी डिस्कस करेंगे। पहले लेट्स सी लाइक ऑक्सीजन इफेक्ट। यू नो obviously we are breathing humans, if they are called, or either the organisms if they are called or the living organism, that mean that there is certain phenomena happening actually, and those phenomena are, for example, obviously we need oxygen in order to run this particular machinery. For that case there is another thing we call it the irradiation. When the irradiation to a particular tissue is happening, so then it comes to the radiosensitivity. If a particular tissue is very radiosensitive, then the oxygen, that particular radiation will be having a high effect on it. Still another thing, if you add oxygen to that particular tissue, the radiosensitivity will increase much higher compared to the original state. So tissues are more sensitive to irradiation. If you irradiate, means you give irradiation, then tissues are very very sensitive to it. But it becomes more radiosensitive when you give oxygen. We call it the aerobic state. This very particular characteristic of the tissue is called oxygen effect, and then overall has been described by the oxygen enhancement ratio, OER. So what is this oxygen enhancement ratio? That is actually the ratio between the two particular states. One is the aerobic state and the other is anaerobic state. For example, a particular tissue, I'll give you an example of the thyroid. If you give oxygen to a thyroid, if you don't give oxygen to a thyroid and you expose it, for example, you are giving 10 rad to the thyroid gland in under the oxygen, in anoxic condition where there is no oxygen at all, and then under the aerobic condition, when you both divide them, and why we are doing this? To produce a given effect. For example, you wanna bring Na trophy to it. ये बहुत सारा ये हमारे पास कॉमन प्रैक्टिस है कि हम रेडिएशन ऑन्कोलॉजी में ये पर्टिकुलर टेक्निक इस्तेमाल करते हैं। कैसे इस्तेमाल करते हैं? ऐसे करते हैं कि हमने अगर ट्रीट करना है एक ट्यूमर, हाँ वो थायराइड ट्यूमर हो या ब्रेन ट्यूमर है, जो भी है, एक को हम ऑक्सीजन बढ़ाते हैं, दूसरे के लिए हम ऑक्सीजन को कम करते हैं। तो दोनों को अगर एक आप रेडिएशन देते हैं और इफेक्ट लाना चाहते हैं, तो ऑब्वियसली द रिसर्च सेज कि जो एरोबिक स्टेट है, ऑक्सीजन स्टेट, उसमें ये इफेक्ट ज़्यादा जल्दी आएगा, कम डोज पे आएगा कंपेयर टू द वन के जो एनॉक्सिक कंडीशन में आप कर रहे हैं। तो दैट्स वाई generally the tissue irradiation is conducted in full oxygenation condition. How do we do that? We are using the hyperbaric. Hyperbaric means you give it a high pressure of oxygen. That has been used in the radiation oncology. आप पेशेंट को हाई ऑक्सीजन पे लगा के ताकि आप उनकी जो ऑक्सीजन डिमांड है उसको इन्हांस करते हैं। एंड वी नो कि एवरी नोडुलर और आइदर द ट्यूमर और आइदर एनी सच एबनॉर्मलिटी जहाँ पे ये होती है, वहाँ पे दो चीज़ें बहुत ज़्यादा होती हैं। फर्स्ट इज़ मेटाबॉलिज्म, एंड वी नो फॉर मेटाबॉलिज्म वी नीड ऑक्सीजन बिकॉज इन ऑर्डर टू ब्रेक डाउन द पर्टिकुलर एनर्जी ऑफ द ग्लूकोज इनटू एटीपीज एंड एडीपीज। फॉर दैट केस ये बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है। तो अगर वहाँ पे मेटाबॉलिज्म हाई है तो वहाँ पे वेस्कुलराइजेशन भी हाई होगी। और एंड यू नो कि फॉर मेटाबॉलिज्म वी आल्सो नीड अ लॉट ऑफ ऑक्सीजन एज वेल एज the oxygen can be provided by the lot of vasculature as well. So जब हम enhance करते हैं, हाई प्रेशर ऑक्सीजन देते हैं, तो वो जो पर्टिकुलर एबनॉर्मलिटी है जिसको हमने ट्रीट करना है रेडिएशन ऑन्कोलॉजी में, रेडिएशन दे के वो वहाँ पे ऑक्सीजन उसमें ज़्यादा आ जाता है। एंड देन यू गिव द रेडिएशन। जब आप रेडिएट करते हैं तो इट टेक्स लेस अमाउंट ऑफ रेडिएशन टू ब्रिंग दैट पर्टिकुलर डैमेज टू दैट स्पेसिफिक ऑर्गन, ख़ास तौर पे जो ट्यूमर है, एबनॉर्मलिटी की हम बात कर रहे हैं। ओके, देन व्हाट इज़ द रिलेशन बिटवीन दैट ऑफ द लीनियर एनर्जी ट्रांसफर एंड दैट ऑफ द ऑक्सीजन एनहांसमेंट रेशो? अब द बोथ ऑफ देम आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन ईच अदर। OER is higher, जो oxygen enhancement ratio है, if you can see and you can follow this particular graph. So the OER, the maximum value for OER starts up to, it's up to 3 and it starts from 1. Now if we are having the LET, linear energy transfer in kilo electron volt per micrometer on the x-axis. If you use, you can see, and on the low OER, for example, you have enhanced the oxygen effect and you have given a high pressure oxygen to a particular patient, what will happen? The oxygen will be there, so it needs less energy in order to bring the change. That's why we say that the OER is maximum at low LET, while if you are seeing the higher LET, the OER reduces to 1. It doesn't reduce to 0 because it doesn't have the value, but it reduces to 1. So it has a maximum value of 3 while decreasing to 1 for high LET radiation. So you can see this is the change in a particular tissue if you enhance oxygen over there. And then you can see that on the low oxygen, on the low LET, if oxygen is enhanced, then the change will be very, very abrupt and on low radiation. Okay, what is the relation of the what are the relation between the age and date of the radiosensitivity? There is a remarkable one. How remarkable one? For example, we are having the two axes, the vertical axis and the horizontal axis. Have a look at the on this axis we are having the radiosensitivity, sensitivity to radiation from the low toward high, and on this x-axis we are having the age. So have a look at, like for example, the egg is there. When the egg is there, it is having a high radio sensitivity compared to the whole sort of like throughout the age. If you compare all of the age to this, to the the age of and the maturation of the tissues with the age, in सबको लेके, for example, this is the in vitro. In vitro is something that is present in the, obviously we mean by it कि uterus में है. तो आप देखिए कि अगर uterus में egg है, so have a look at the egg. What will happen? It's having a higher radio sensitivity. The egg is having higher radio sensitivity. That means if we expose the egg, अगर egg को expose करते हैं और baby को expose करते हैं तो baby पे इतना असर नहीं होगा, egg पे ज़्यादा होगा. इस वजह से ये बहुत ज़्यादा important है. How do we have achieved this very particular graph? It's been achieved by with a lot of experiments, खासतौर पे research पे. तो ये बहुत ज़रूरी है यहाँ पे कि हमें पता हो कि अगर एग जो है, आपको पता है एग किस स्टेट में होते हैं. एग जो होता है वो हम इसको रेडियोलॉजी में बहुत ज़रूरी है. वी कॉल द LMP, लास्ट मेंस्ट्रुअल पीरियड. हम देखते हैं कि फॉर एग्जांपल मैरिड है कि नहीं है, रिप्रोड्यूसिंग एज में है कि नहीं है. रिप्रोड्यूसिंग एज इज़ फ्रॉम 14 टू दैट लाइक 50 प्लस अप टू लाइक 50 55. इस एज में हम देखते हैं कि अगर हमने एक्सरे करना है, CT करना है, पहले हम उससे LMP, लास्ट मेंस्ट्रुअल पीरियड पूछते हैं. बिकॉज इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि हमें पता हो कि व्हेन डिड दिस द पीरियड इज द मेंस इज बीन स्टॉप, क्योंकि उससे हम कैलकुलेट करते हैं देयर इज़ अ पर्टिकुलर शेड्यूल लाइक हाउ व्हाट हैपन ऑन द 10 days एंड 14 days एंड अप टू 28 days. सो ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि हमें पता हो कि जो एग इज़ बीन रिलीज, सो वी ट्राई नॉट टू गिव obviously radiation because there could be a bad effects on it as well. उसके बाद जब फीटस आ जाता है, जाइगोट आ जाता है, जाइगोट के पास एम्ब्रियो प्रोड्यूस हो जाता है. सो हैव अ लुक कि एम्ब्रियो आर इज़ वेरी रेडियो सेंसिटिव एज वेल. बट जितना हम आगे जाके प्रेगनेंसी में जाते हैं और फर्स्ट ट्राइमेस्टर, सेकंड ट्राइमेस्टर हो के जब हमारे पास बेबी बर्थ हो जाती है, टिल दैट टाइम इट्स वेरी वेरी रेडियो सेंसिटिव. कि जब आप रेडिएशन लेंगे सो देयर कुड बी अ वेरी वेरी हार्मफुल इफेक्ट्स, क्योंकि वहाँ पे सेल डिवीजन बहुत फास्ट हो रही हैं, तो DNA इफेक्ट हो सकते हैं और बहुत सारी एबनॉर्मलिटीज़ भी आ सकती है. फिर देखें कि आपके पास जब बेबीज़ हमारे पास आते हैं तो बेबीज़ पे हम नज़र रखते हैं कि उनको ज़्यादा रेडिएशन डोज ना दें, क्योंकि आप देखें यहाँ पे कि दे आर रेडियो सेंसिटिव कंपेयर्ड टू द एडल्ट एज एज वेल. सो जैसे ही 18 साल से ऊपर, चाइल्डहुड से ऊपर जाता है, फिर ये रेडियो सेंसिटिविटी इसकी कम हो जाती है. अब एक और फिनोमिना यहाँ पे आती है, एक एनॉमली किस्म की है कि जब एजड हो जाता है, 60 ईयर से अबाव हो जाता है, तो क्या होता है, रेडियो सेंसिटिविटी फिर से इंक्रीज हो जाती है। अब इसके पीछे बेसिक्स क्या है या क्या मतलब मामला है पीछे, वो यही है कि एक्चुअली जो हमारे पास एजड peoples are very radio sensitive because their cells become very weak, so any damage to it will not repair itself, so for that reason ये भी radio sensitive हो जाती है. So this graph explained to us like how we will have to deal with particular age people, and we should need to know radio sensitivity के उसमें किन को कब मसले और कैसे हो सकते हैं, and how who is very vulnerable to it. So age of biological structure affects radio sensitivity, and response of the human is featured of age related radio sensitivity. As we discussed, humans are more sensitive from birth, and then after birth the sensitivity decreases until the maturity, but humans are more resistant to radiation effect at adult age. That is the peak age where we are having a very resistance toward the radiation in this very adulthood. And then in the older age become more sensitive again. Now if the tissues are being irradiated, अगर tissue irradiate कर जाती है तो what will happen? Have a look at it. If the damage happens to the this nucleus, so DNA can be damaged, and then from the normal the atrophy can happen. So in vitro experiment are being performed. You know, in vitro are something that has been performed, there are two conditions, one is in vivo and in vitro. So in vitro experiment shows that human cells recover from radiation damage, but and particularly interphase death occur when the cell dies before replicating. If the cell doesn't replicate before that, so the interphase death, we call it, when the replication happens we call it the mitosis. But before that is interphase. So if the death happens we call it the interphase death. Radiation dose अगर ज़्यादा ना हो, if the radiation dose is not sufficient to kill the cell before the next division, what will happen? Then given sufficient time the cell will recover from the sublethal damage. If radiation dose is not sufficient, अगर ज़्यादा radiation dose हम ना लें, इतना ना हो कि पूरा डैमेज कॉज कर सकता हो, तो क्या होगा कि the cell will repair itself. Intercellular repair due to the repair mechanism inherited. ख़ास तौर पे हम बचपन से ही inherited हमारे पास mechanism है जो कि cell repair का है, हमारे पास cell repair का भी है, internally जो DNA है उनकी repair का भी है. Some cells have greater capacity than other repair sublethal cells. कुछ में fast repairing है capability, कुछ में slow है, ये भी inherited है. Recover from the radiation damage assisted by population by surviving सेल्स. हाँ, अच्छा, अब ये है कि जब आपने एक पर्टिकुलर एरिया को इरेडिएट किया है तो जो जितने भी हमारे पास रेडिएशन से डैमेज सेल है वो सारे रीपॉपुलेट हो जाते हैं, जो सर्वाइविंग है वो रीपॉपुलेट हो जाता है, एंड देन रीपॉपुलेट से वो दोबारा रिकवर कर जाते हैं. हाई रेडिएशन जो है वो अगर रेडिएशन बहुत ज़्यादा हो, व्हाट इट कैन द रिजल्ट विल बी एट्रॉफी. एट्रॉफी ये है कि द श्रिंकेज ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर cells. Basically what is recovery? So the intercellular repair plus repopulation. Intercellular अगर खुद को रिप्लेस कर सकते हैं और रिपॉपुलेशन हो सकती है कि सारी जो डैमेज सेल्स हैं वो ख़त्म हो जाती हैं, और जो बची हुई हैं all of them bring themselves together, they repopulate, and then along with that the inherited state where the intracellular repair happens, the whole process is called recovery. So what do we have to do with the chemical agents? So as we are studying the oxygen effect, there are some of the issues with the chemical effect as well. Like for example, if you add some particular chemical to a particular tissue, it can enhance its radio sensitivity or other can decrease it. So some chemicals can modify radiation response to the cells and tissues. These chemical agents should be present at the time of radiation, because it's not something that you will have to give that particular chemical to a person you want to irradiate. कुछ हमारे पास ट्यूमर्स है कि उसमें हम केमिकल दे के जो एक पर्टिकुलर मेडिसिन दे के वो वहाँ पे एब्जॉर्ब हो जाते हैं, उनकी जो रेडिएशन इफेक्ट है उसको वो कम कर देते हैं या ज़्यादा करते हैं. हम दोनों को इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, दोनों फिनोमेना को ज़्यादा करना या कम करना, इसको हम पढ़ते हैं डिटेल में. सो केमिकल को आपने यू विल हैव टू इंट्रोड्यूस इट बिफोर इरेडिएटिंग. The first term we call it the radiosensitizer. By radiosensitizer we mean that it will enhance the radiosensitivity. कि ये ऐसे एजेंट्स है, ऐसे केमिकल है, अगर हम ये बॉडी में इंट्रोड्यूस करते हैं तो इससे those particular tissues or tumors or either cells, they will become more radiosensitive compared to the earlier condition. Example of it are halogenated pyrimidines. Obviously this will have to do with the DNA. So इस वजह से halogenated pyrimidines, methotrexate as a cancer drug, और actinomycin D जो है vitamin K, और hypoxyurea. These are the chemical compound if you give to a particular patient, it will reduce its the cells the cells resistance toward the radiation. So halogenated pyrimidines, ये obviously pyrimidines and halogenated, they have something to do with the DNA. So that's why they are incorporated into your DNA cells and amplify the effects of the radiation on that molecule, becomes more radiosensitive. ये बहुत हसास हो जाते हैं. फिर हमारे पास जो रेडियो सेंसिटाइज़र है, इनके जो इफेक्टिवनेस रेशियो है ये 2 है. 90% ऑफ द सेल जो है वो कल्चर मर जाती है अगर 200 रेट देते हैं, लेकिन जब हम सेंसिटाइजिंग एजेंट देते हैं तो फिर ये 100 रेट तक रिड्यूस हो जाता है. आप देखिए कि 200 रेट और 100 रेट, तो हाफ जो है आपने डोज में उतना ही इफेक्ट आपने अचीव किया जितना आप ज़्यादा डोज पे ले सकते थे. सो इसमें रेडियो सेंसिटाइजर्स आर इम्पॉर्टेंट इन सम केसेस, लाइक खासतौर पर एप्लीकेशन रेडिएशन ऑन्कोलॉजी में है. Then we are having radio protectors. These are sulfur hydryl. Sulfur hydryls are something that is like from sulfur and that of the hydryls. So these are the compounds where when it's present in something, like for example cysteine or either cysteamine. If these are present, these groups are present, they become more radio protectors. For example, जो radiation worker है खास तौर पे जो if the radiation incident happens like that of the Fukushima या Hiroshima Nagasaki, इस तरह की जो कोई चेरनोबिल, इस तरह का कोई अगर मसला हो जाए तो उसमें अगर जाना बहुत ज़रूरी हुआ, so I think they will be having an option to use the radio protectors because these are something कि वो टिश्यूज़ में जाके वहाँ पे जो रेडिएशन के इफ़ेक्ट्स है उसको कम कर देंगे. तो इट विल बी समथिंग कि अगर 600 रेड इज़ लीथल फॉर माउस, लेकिन अगर हम रेडियो प्रोटेक्टर्स देंगे तो सेम यू वांट टू अचीव द सेम इफेक्ट, सो यू विल हैव टू यूज़ डबल डोज. इसका मतलब ये है कि अगर 600 डोज आपने 600 रेड इस्तेमाल की है और आप लीथल ये है कि माउस मर सकता है, तो अगर आप रेडियो प्रोटेक्टर्स इस्तेमाल करेंगे सो यू विल हैव टू गिव ट्वाइस ऑफ द इनिशियल कि आप उस पे माउस को सेम इफेक्ट आप प्रोड्यूस करेंगे. देन दिस इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट, वी कॉल इट द हार्मसिस. एंड हार्मसिस इज समथिंग कि ऑल रेडिएशंस आर नॉट बैड एट ऑल, बट दिस इज समथिंग दैट इज़ लाइक स्पेकुलेशन. दिस इज़ नॉट सर्टन. वी कांट से कि दिस इज़ द ट्रूथ कि रेडिएशंस आर गुड, वी शुड नीड टू एक्सपोज आवरसेल्व्स टू रेडिएशन. नो, दिस इज़ नॉट द वे. बट देयर इज़ अ रोल ऑफ द रेडिएशन in the evolution process as well as they are having some good effects. So growing biological evidence suggests that a little bit of radiation is good, like a small amount of radiations are very very good, because what it can do, it can actually make the cell to live longer compared to the higher radiation doses. If you receive a small radiation doses, so that's how it can enhance the cells to have the long living. So that's why the research suggests radiation doses make cells live longer. Later radiation can help in the hormonal stimulation, which is a fact as well. Like a small amount of radiation can enhance the hormonal stimulation. So what will happen if the hormones are there? Obviously hormones are good. So that's why aging can be deceived by hormones as well, small amount of radiation as well. The immune response to other toxic environment in large quantities, I'll give you an example over here. Like for example, we say little radiations are helpful, no, they are very good. It's having a similar example. इसका example ऐसे है जैसे अगर हम फ्लोराइड ज़्यादा इस्तेमाल करेंगे तो क्या होगा, दे आर डेडली. लार्ज क्वांटिटी में फ्लोराइड्स जो है बहुत डेडली है, बट स्मॉल अमाउंट में अगर हम टूथपेस्ट में इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं तो यू नो कि वी कैन प्रिजर्व आवर टूथ, यू नो. So that's why it's having a similar example. If you use a high radiation doses, what will happen? It will be having a bad effects on the health. But if you are being exposed to a little bit of radiation, it is having some good effects. So that's how. But the issue is still radiations are radiation. Regardless of the harmless effect, the good effects, we should need to be aware of the ELARA principle, which is like as low as reasonably achievable, and now it's been converted by the Western into as low as reasonably practicable, ELARP. So which is very important. You will have to use a minimum dose in order to reduce, you know, expose the patient. You will have to reduce the exposure to the patient yourself, and you will not compromise the image quality, and that's the ELARA principle. So that's why it's very important to have a safe approach to the radiation. If you can see, there are certain risks and certain phenomena that have been followed. We call it the dose radiation response. Dose and radiation response. So this is the radiation dose and having response with the tissue. So these are certain types, like for example, there are certain high radiation and low radiation, but they follow the linear no threshold, linear threshold, and sigmoidal, and there are plenty of the concepts over here. So we will discuss each of them, and you can see the harms are there. So a little bit of radiation, it can have a good effects on the human body compared to the risk of causing cancer. So that's why low radiations are maybe they will be helpful for us. Effect of the radiation harms is on the organism. So as you can see, when 4 billion years ago, what happened? There were certain things. For example, this is the rise of the life. You can see on this very flat surface. Over here we are having certain things. The first line above is the ultraviolet rays, and below it is a radiation. So you can see when the ultraviolet rays were higher and the radiation were higher, what happened? The evolution, the beginning of photosynthesis, then the rays of life happened after 4 billion years, like 3.7 billion years ago. The rise of the life happens, and then at 3 billion years, after 3 billion years, there were beginning of the photosynthesis was started in the sea. For example, the small creatures like those microorganisms and single cell organisms, they started to produce this photosynthesis effect. And then when the oxygen, after 2 billion years, when the oxygen being advent and being produced, or either being extracted from this very environment, the eukaryotic life start to rise. And then our 1 billion years, then the crustaceans and all of the fishes, trees and dinosaurs, and after that the mice, and then converting, this whole evolution follows the path. And you can see there is certain thing that is happening. The ultraviolet rays are being reduced. They are being reducing. Look how they have been. When Allah Ta'ala has produced such a good environment, that the oxygen, when they start to produce, the oxygen is there. Look, there was very small amount of oxygen. But when the trees were being created and this life was happening to start, look, the environment was becoming suitable. So the ultraviolet rays reduces along with that, the radiation also reduces to a safe level. And now today we can see if these creatures live in this very world, it's because of the fact that we are having a higher oxygen, having trees, and the radiation as well as the ultraviolet rays. So these radiations, they have actually helped in the evolution process, because the DNA changes, the mutation happened in the DNA, and we know the whole of the theory that has been presented by the Darwin, like the evolution process happened because of the hereditary material change, and the mutation happened to the basic factor behind those were these, like radiation, ultraviolet rays. These are the radiation. Still we are receiving some of the radiation from the external environment, and we call it the safe radiation. If those are increasing, the probability is it will cause cancer. So you can see it has also been noted कि हमारे पास जो माउंटेनियस एरिया के लोग हैं वहाँ उन लोगों में जो कैंसर रेशो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा है compared to the plain areas people. Why is that? Is because those mountainous areas contains a lot of radioisotopes being either released into the environment, or either they are present in those mountains, and then when the humans are being exposed, a high radiation may be responsible for causing the cancer. So that's why this whole process of the the hormesis, it has to do with the organism, the evolution process. So this is actually a theorized thing, but these are the good effects of the radiation. So the first one is little bit of radiation is good for health. For example, it makes the cell live longer, and secondly, the evolution process. But overall, we say ELARA principle should be followed, and we should make ourselves very, very protective, because a little bit of radiation we are getting a little bit of radiation from the external environment. So I think we don't need any artificial radiation. So there are two types of radiation. One is the natural, we can't stop it, and the other are the artificial ones. Factors. So two things are very important: giving oxygen and chemical. They can obviously having an effect on it. Then the age has to do with the radiation, effect of the radiation on the human or in the tissues. So these are important to know. Okay, I think that was it for today. Thank you.